Or fight. Yep.
I didn't see you on there. Welcome, everyone, to the work session for July 1st at 5 p.m. Can I get a roll call, Mr. Petty?
Yeah, Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Dylan Little.
Present.
Councilperson Tom Roulette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon. Here. Mayor Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay. First item on that I'd like to talk about tonight is the Riverfront project, but I'd like to read a statement if you could allow me. Throughout my time as mayor, I've always made decisions with the best interest of the city and residents in mind. My role has been to gather and present all the facts to City Council so they could make well-informed decisions on important projects. More than 2 years ago, this administration thoroughly researched and approved the Riverfront project. We followed the proper procedures and recognized its long-term benefits for the community. I believe the majority of this administration still supports the project today. However, any project involving the levee requires a letter of no objection from the local flood control district, the LCD, whose responsibility is to ensure that the structural integrity of the levee is not compromised. The engineering work for this project was done in coordination with both the LCD and the Army Corps of Engineers. Despite that, it has become clear that the LCD was never going to approve this letter, unfortunately not for technical reasons, but in my opinion, for personal ones. That is truly unfortunate. Given this reality, I am recommending that the City Council step away from this project at this time. The engineering and planning already completed can be preserved and made available to a future administration should circumstances change. In the meantime, we should reflect our energy towards projects that we can fully do under our control and that will still enhance the quality of life for our residents, such as new senior housing and other improvements across the city. With that said, I'd like to entertain a motion to shelve the Riverfront project.
So move.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Aye.
Person Dylan Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Nay.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Aye.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yay.
The motion is to shelve the project for now by a vote of 4-1.
Hopefully the cost will go down.
Yeah. Okay, the next item I'd like to talk about, guys, is the New Horizons. I call it a concern. If anybody knows about this, over at the library, they have a cafe called the Friendly Bean. It's ran by New Horizons. It gives the folks at New Horizons an opportunity to do some, learn some work skills and life skills while they're dealing with the public. It was brought to my attention, actually, Facebook does have some good qualities, I guess. It was brought to my attention on Facebook that they were going to have to close. There were some cuts made, I believe, at the state level by Governor Braun that affected some of their funding. And I hated to hear that. So I'm asking council to consider taking the operation of this, the financial operation of this under our budget. And I've spoken with Jimmy Ryan, the director of New Horizons. Also met with Jake, can't remember his last name. He's the director of the library. Obviously, there's been a lot of public interest in this. I think it's the right thing to do for the city to help and step in and make this a reality. What they're saying, they're telling me it's about a $35,000 a year take on for operations. So I'm going to ask council. We're in the middle of our budget process now, but I would entertain a motion. I'd like to have first discussion from council, because it's really, I want to hear what they feel about this, and then I'll make a motion to do whatever we feel like we want to do.
My first question would be, are they funded through the end of this year?
No,
When will they
That's
be
what I was about to
cut
ask.
off?
that was going to be part of my motion, is to whatever they need to for the remainder of this year
Okay,
to stay solvent and open. I would ask you to fund, simply because they were going to close, I think, next week, if I'm not mistaken. And I talked to the director, Jimmy Ryan. I just said, hey, let me approach council about this opportunity and see if they'd be willing to help out. And so he went to his board, and I told him, I said, no promises, we have to do it, they would have to vote in a public meeting about it. But he went to his board, and they agreed to keep it open for the remainder of the month until we could make a decision. The remainder of July, I think, is what the intent is.
What line item would it come out of? Do we know?
be my next.
Well, I mean, if you put it in the budget for next year, I'm sure I'd probably take it out of the NDF. If you want to put money in there for this year, I probably have some money in maybe a rainy day. I could probably,
Now, does this money go to the library or New Horizons?
No, it goes simply for the operations of running the cafe.
Now, does
The
New
cafe-
Horizon pay the library rent for that?
No, it's free. Library does not charge them a dime. They pay the individuals and things like that, but my understanding, as we all know, there's been multiple small restaurants, cafes in the library, and they've all closed because they just can't make it. You can't make the numbers work. Nothing's different with New Horizons. It's just a program, actually, for them to do something like this. But they had to cut some costs due to cuts from the state, so they're being proactive on their piece of it.
So what actually what do they do? So that us and the people would know. I don't know exactly what it
They
is.
run a cafe.
It's just a cafe.
Yeah.
But it's training people to get along with people, or
No, training their,
It's workforce development.
Social skills.
People with,
There you go.
yeah, it's workforce development for people with
disabilities.
challenges and disabilities.
disabilities and things.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many do they work a month? So just
I
one?
don't know. I didn't get that deep into the weeds with Mr. Ryan, but I can't answer that question.
Usually like 2 or 3 per
I-
shift plus the
Yeah.
manager.
Yeah.
I was in there last Friday and there was 3 working.
Would they give us a monthly report on what they've spent there?
What they've spent?
What they spend on it every month?
Oh, we can get whatever we want from them.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Fetty, you have something when we give that money out that they fill out anyway, correct?
yes.
Yep.
Which basically says if we want to take a look at any of their financials,
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
What are we doing?
Well, the motion, I would entertain a motion.
Just for next year, or?
No,
This
I would
year.
entertain a
No.
motion to let me find out what kind of funds they need for the remainder of the year. And, if we want, we can pay this monthly. However, it would suit Mark and his group. But I would make the motion that we fund them for the operations of the Friendly Bean for the remainder of 2025 and add them to our budget in 2026.
Do you want a number for this year, or just?
I don't know that there's a number. It's probably, I would say half, being we're halfway through the year.
We are, well, yeah.
It's probably 15, 16, 17,000, I would assume.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'd rather have a number that way
Okay, well, let's say a not to exceed number of 20,000
for this year, and
for
then
this year, and then
for next year.
the budget amount for next year be 35,000. Not to exceed.
So move.
Second?
Second.
Second, Brett. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any other business from you guys?
And then there.
Comments from the audience? No claims today, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I think Lenny wanted to stay. He didn't.
I want to stay a little bit.
Thanks, everybody.